Let's kick it old school! Old school essentials. The further adventures of the Thunderous Fury.
All right, it is Old School Essentials, the further adventures of the Thunderous Fury session 4-0. Time for the recap.
So first of all, a bit of you had this moment off camera for our favorite thief. Sorry, Basil, you're not it. That would be Clintok. Oh, yeah, I know Basil's going to get me back for that one. Just a little information passed from Camille to Clintok about her in with the mayor, who turns out to be the mod. And she also at the same time gives him some information on where the ship will be, which happens to be amazingly close to the Sailor Seduction at Dock 11. But that was technically off camera previous session, so we know the information, but it didn't really happen in real time, as it were. We have left things in the chaos that started. Basil previous session has started the fire and tried to play innocent. The current session, he is trying to get on the top of the Sailor Seduction. Despite being a thief, apparently he can't climb worth crap. He falls down twice and then gets himself noticed by a couple of drunk idiots who figure that he is trying to get a good vantage point on the fire. But he managed to successfully point them off in the distance rather than getting trapped with them. Clintok is hanging, and the Dracone are hanging out near the ship, and managed to hear some of the many guards on the pier talking about Orion, Basil, and Torjohn. In the meantime, those people indeed are sitting at the coffee shack along with Karn, Felix, etc., waiting for something to happen at the tower, which it certainly does. We hear a loud scream, the doors burst open, one soldier runs screaming down the street, and 20 feet up, something jumps out the window. Something, of course, being our favorite were-rat captain. And instead of, going to us and, seeing that we can get him out of here, no, he's got one special errand he has to run before leaving town. Something about gotta get Blood Whisper, gotta get Blood Whisper, gotta get Blood Whisper. Karn, an amazing bit of improvisation. It's almost as if he's taking lessons from Clintok. Tells the guards that he will apprehend the prisoner and runs off in the direction of the were-rat, who we don't know exactly where he's going at the minute. The rest of us decide indeed to follow our captain and run along with him. Meanwhile, at the dock, Clintok is watching the 8 soldiers, including one of the biggies. You can tell because he's got a cloak and sash. And it turns out that the 8 with the cloak is a mage, because he manages to dump rain on the warehouse and indeed puts it out. Not before the thing is a complete loss. And of course, the owner's there to see it. Remy's father is there to watch his warehouse burn. Poor guy. Hope he has insurance. But in any case, Clintok talks to Remy's father. Never mind the fact that we have burned down the warehouse and implicated him in a jailbreak. No, that's not enough. Clintok wants his money too, and offers to provide security for the boat that he's trying to send out of town with Remy on it, because he fears that the town is indeed at the boiling point. Smart man, I gotta say, because it surely was. Back at the place that our favorite captain is heading, Karn, of course, attempts to do things nicely first and talks to the guards, but unfortunately gets told off by them. In addition to that misfortune, we hear loud clanking several blocks away as soldiers are headed our way. So indeed, we have very little time to deal with whatever it is the captain wants at the tower. So Orion has his favorite warthog charge, which unfortunately does not result in knockdown, but Felix follows up and does massive damage to one guard, while of course Karn tries to get the last guy to surrender, and when that doesn't happen, tries to cold cock him instead of killing him. So somebody threw down the keys. Did Karn actually talk one of them into surrender?
Yeah, he threw down the keys and ran off.
Killed the one guy, and the other one said, screw this, dropped the keys and left. Right. In any case, which got us into the tower. Unfortunately, the guy up top is still frantically ringing the bell, hoping that, yes, indeed, reinforcements can get there before we get to him. Smart, because indeed that's how it worked out. Ox dives for a hole in the floor, manages to dig out his weapon and a few other items. Unfortunately, guards are coming up the street. Orion decides that, hey, he's the bard. He can fib a little, sends Winston down one street directly in front of the guards, and then runs out screaming about the were-warthog who broke out of Tower 3, and that's him, and manages to get 5 of them to run away, leaving exactly one guard to, oh well, face a lot of us, and fairly quickly die. Unfortunate. Back at the dock, of course, Clintok is guarding the ship. Of course he's guarding the ship. And here's the bells change. Shortly finds out that the bell change means lockdown. The city is indeed going on lockdown, thanks to the many, many shenanigans we have been pulling. Basil does try to go into the sailor seduction, gets recognized by the bouncers, and blamed for all of this mess, and gets chased. Goes into a different bar, bribes the bartender a huge amount to say he's not here, and runs out the back. And as he runs out the back, he joins the back of the mayor's entourage, who is headed for the docks. As if we don't have enough problems, everybody's joining us on the docks. So Orion deciding that we need yet another distraction. You can't get enough fire. Fire solves everything after all. Firebombs the kind cobbler. He didn't know at the time, of course. It's just, the building that he can get to on the way. The mayor, of course, gets to the burned liquor warehouse and throws a fit, screaming, crying, ranting, really sort of insane as he sees his future going down the, literally burned up in smoke there. Thank you very much. And initially decides to blame the Cuthbert guys. Of course they burned down warehouses. Yeah, right. Clintok, seeing that, decides that, oh no, there's not enough craziness here. Manages to convince the mayor that it's the Accursed people who burned down the warehouse, and the mayor publicly, in the middle of a huge number of soldiers and with a lot of people watching, publicly clocked the Accursed main guy on the scene. Needless to say, that got things off to a fun start. Finally, everybody, all of our crew manages to get to the docks, just in time to hear, yes, indeed, the fire alarm go off. And that does indeed manage to get people to ignore us long enough to get on the ship. But we're not the only people to get on the ship, because Remy's father runs up with a couple of barrels that he says we have to take with him as we go. Why the guy knew we were running? Well, okay, he's a decent merchant. He has to have some idea. Finally, having our captain and other crew that can actually sail the darn ship, we finally cast off, only to have one of the Accursed mages disagree with it in the way of a fireball, which puts a small hole in the ship but doesn't successfully slow us down, because one of the things Orion did was use his control water to help push the ship along faster. As we wave goodbye to, let's call it the right way, burning town, we figure out that, yes, indeed, Remy's father has dumped Remy and her friend on us, and fortunately for us, we have made somewhat of a profit, because Ox manages to get away with a few magical items. Who's not on the dock that we wave bye to, running away? It's the figure in the gold lame suit going, wait for me, wait for me, wait for me. I think the Mott's going to have a little bit of a hard time, but, we won't be around to see it, because we're gone.
Or the Mott's going to be the one who pins it on the mayor, and when we come back, the Mott will be the mayor now and be extremely pissed off at us.
I'm betting on Clintok's Camille friend.
Did you also mention that Tower 7 was on fire as well because Felix knocked over, threw a flask of oil in there before you left, when you had that fight.
Yes.
So there's also a burning tower.
Yeah, burning tower, burning shop, burning warehouse.
Yep.
Mayor.
No
mayor
burning
who-
Sailor seduction, damn it.
It was a festival of light.
Yes. Yeah, good point. So in the early mornings, the 15th, in going through various rain, storms, and mist, you are out in the ocean as Clinkville is just a speck in your sight, and you can see little ploofs of black smoke over the city as you are leaving. Well, we're going to start with this. So everybody who is involved, so it would be Felix, Clintok, Karn, Basil, Orion, and Torjohn. All make con rolls. You want to roll under that number. Don't forget, Karn, you have a negative to this, so technically, whatever your con is, lower it by 1. You got to roll under that number.
Okay. This is not going to be good for either one of them.
Both pass. Got a 1 and a 7.
And oh, if Basil makes it, I rolled a 9 and a 5, which is exactly what I needed.
Orion makes his, Torjohn fails.
Okay, so Torjohn is the only one feeling the effects. You have a -1 to everything. You are fatigued as long as you get like regular rest, because you guys have been up most of the day and night. You've rested a little bit on the boat. It's a high stress situation. So that can be eliminated just by resting, getting a regular day's rest. Also, Torjohn was probably tired because he was helping with moving the water and making control water and getting the water out if any excess water came in, because you do have that damage to the ship. A couple hours have passed. As far as like Zofan and Synodog and Basil and Ethics, they were getting the ship ready and resting to make sure that the ship could go. So you guys are on the ship, kind of like watching over it as Ox is out up top, manning the helm. And Muddy D is with you as well. Crispin and Remy are there too. Remy is kind of talking Ox's ear off half the time, and he is desperately trying to ignore her. He has gone down below and gotten a ratty old cloak or blanket that's like moth-ridden that he has put kind of over his head and after a few hours that you guys come up to talk to him, he is slowly transforming back into more of a human, but he still has like buck teeth, and you can see that he's got some kind of faint amber glow on his forehead that he is kind of covered up. He's got some material on it, but the materials were so thin that you can still see that glow, but he is like trying to cover his face. Zofan is a sailor, right? Background?
Yeah, that's correct.
Okay, good. I correctly remembered that because I said, make sure Zofan goes with you because you need a sailor on this ship. First off, Muddy D will tell you about these magic items. How you can give them out however you want. It's up to you guys. He shows you the compass, and the compass has a magic crystal in the middle. And he says that it will point to any kind of gem within 300 feet.
Whoa.
Yeah, so the next thing he shows you is a small piece of parchment that's cut into tiny wings. He says that there's some kind of glue on them. And he says these are to be used once. Someone obviously enchanted these. And if they are made wet and stuck on the person, they will grow wings. So mechanically, you will get wings for 1d4 hours, and then the wings fall apart and they're gone. And that's one use item.
That's nice.
He pulls up the cloak, and it's got a bunch of feathers on it. It's a long cloak with feathers. He said that you'll be able to transform into some sort of wingless bird. He's not sure like what it is. So mechanically, it's basically once a day. And it lasts 1d6 turns as you basically transform into what this wingless bird type thing is.
turns. That's
Yeah.
actually fairly long. Okay.
There are 4 bright red throwing darts, but they've just been painted red. And he said that these are basically been enchanted by magic as well. He says that when they hit the target, they will give a random effect. He's not sure. The only thing he knows is something to do with transmutation, but he's not sure what it will do. So mechanically, it's random roll, which should be good because I just came up with it like 2 minutes ago. And then you roll a D6, and on a 2 or 1 or a 2, the charge is gone. So it doesn't. The charge is lost.
Forever, or does
Yeah,
it-
yeah, it's gone
Okay.
forever. A ball, it looks like the size of a softball. It's like crystal, and you can see some smoke inside. He says this is to be used once. He said, if you visualize your target and send it forth, it will hit that target within 300 feet. And then and when he says it will hit the target, it will get to the target no matter what it does.
Okay.
instant hit?
Yeah.
Okay.
It
That's
does,
using your balls.
right, except there's one big one.
It's using your
Mechanic.
ball.
It does 66 damage.
Woo-hoo! It's a
Just once,
Yep.
single use. So it's a grenade.
well, it's more like it's a single target though, right?
Yes, you have to visualize the target.
Single. Okay.
It's like an M60.
The last item is a dagger that's hot to the touch, and it has a red emerald at the base of it. And he said basically it will do fire, it'll fire damage. So mechanically it's 1d4 and then 1d6 fire damage.
Clintok reaches out for the compass and says, hearing no objections, I believe the compass is best kept in my possession.
Uh-huh. I was expecting Basil to go for that. Sure.
Basil was thinking about that one, but I was thinking that the compass and the knife sound like they're really good for thieves.
The dagger.
Yeah, the dagger with a back attack and double damage with a back attack. That's the kind of thing a thief loves, right?
Correct.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. You got a point. Nice item like that is useful for everyone, but you're right with the back attack double damage, that becomes twice as nice. Torjohn's interested in the darts because, you know, he's really can't do well in hand to hand. Anything that messes up that he can mess with people at range is really what he wants to deal with. Orion's more interested in the cloak. Just, you know, I was a teenage werebird or whatever. Just, you know, if nothing else, it will provide an interesting story. And can you imagine using it as a prop in a performance, for example? I shall transform you into a bird. Unless anybody objects, those are my preferences.
Karn seems to be very dejected and upset. He had to be misleading to people. He feels like he has to pay penance. He doesn't want anything. He feels like he doesn't deserve anything from this. I deserve nothing from this. And he's going to be spending the next week or so in sackcloth and ashes and praying a lot to Cuthbert for forgiveness and doing penance because twice in the last session he was misleading the people, and that was really against his religion. But he saw the need for his friends.
Right. It was for a good cause. It was fighting tyranny, really. Ryan's trying to, cheer him up. I understand, but it was fighting tyranny. You were doing what you needed to do. Is anybody going to claim we got Parchment and we got Sphere? One get away free and one smack them down hard.
If somebody wanted the dagger instead, Basil can always take something else. But
Zolfin would be interested in the darts. if those haven't been taken.
You guys could split them up. I mean, you could do 2 and 2 or something.
Torjohn wanted the darts, but he'll share
okay.
with Zofan if you want. So 2 and 2. They are
Okay.
a splittable item. Dog, you got any interest in either of the 2 remaining items there? We got the glass sphere, which will do a major smackdown once. And we've got the parchment cut into wings, which will allow you to fly once.
How many wings are on that?
1 set.
Oh, it's okay.
It's a 1-shot.
Yeah. No, I mean, that sounds like a
Um,
great thing to de-ass a situation in an emergency.
Zoltan already has something that will give him wings, so he doesn't need another one.
I'm not sure if I was there in the session when you got all that stuff. So
No, it was
We'll
last
give it-
session, but you know, they're offering it up, so it's no big deal. It's you're part of the crew, so
We got our first picks.
yeah, you want a big ball?
well, you know, seeing a dog always has the big balls, and he hefts the sack that seems like whoa. But yeah, I guess I'll take some wings if they're on offer. What does it do? It turns into wings for a bit.
Yeah, 1d4 hours. It's a 1-use item.
Wow.
You paste them on, and you grow wings, and you can fly for 1d4 hours. But they're once used. If nobody else wants it, Torjohn's going to want the spear again. You know, he being in slavery, he wants to be able to strike back if necessary. And
I'm feeling
he'll
you.
give it up to others if they won't. But you know, next time somebody tries to put a collar on him, he wants to just be able to flat out smack them down.
When you're sufficiently satisfied with his answers, he goes back to eating his 3 pounds of goat meat he's been assigned to eat because he's on the Bessex Brothers get bulk plan. So he's
Training
chow-
regimen.
yeah, he's
Yeah.
chowing down on that goat because there's a lot of goat meat he's got to eat. It's something ridiculous, like 7 pounds a day or something.
Yeah, we did get a lot of goat meat.
Yes.
You notice Cinedog is no longer sporting the gold lame jumpsuit, but he has the fuzzy jumpsuit and bucket hat, which he's now, he says he has a surplus excess supply. So he's trying to move it to some of the sailors and people on the boat, bucket hats or fuzzy jumpsuits.
Fuzzy jumpsuits for all. The next real order of business is figuring out where we want to go, right?
So this is Ox's suggestion. He would say that considering what's happened, that by the end of the day, the major cities in East and Nord are going to know what happened. Because they were going to send messenger birds, and they're going to get there before we can get there. So he's going to suggest that to make the ship sort of make a U-turn and come back around. If you're looking at your Clinkville map, you come back around south of Clinkville. There's a lighthouse called the Mastodon Light. There's a part of the mainland that kind of sticks out. That's where the Mastodon Light is. And he says to go in that waterway past Clinkville at night and get as close to Hexer's Crossing as he can. Hexer's Crossing is on a river. It's like where that V is. He says to go in there as close as he can and drop you guys off somewhere. He is going to procure some sailors and take the ship. He said probably to Menance and then somewhere else because they'll be looking for the ship. It'd probably be best for you guys to go on land. Now,
So we're like an elite frogman team?
you could be. He didn't ask, but for some reason, the girl he spoke to apparently the noble girl, which he's baffled why she's on the ship, because he realizes that was the one that was in the Underdark that you saved, and now she's on the ship. He can't figure this out. He doesn't know if this is some kind of scam to get more money. He's not really sure, but he said that she, of course, told them that you guys were going to Twin Rivers. He said that will take you on land probably 45 days to get there. He said that's a long time. However, by that time, maybe a lot of this will have blown over and they won't be on such high alert.
That will be well after we told our friend the adventurer to meet us, but, needs must, as it were. That's the real open question is, are we doing her quest to heal her dragon friend and go to what is frankly an insanely high and level dangerous place and get this special herb to heal her dragon friend? Are we doing it, or are we dumping her?
But didn't we give our word?
Oh boy.
I think we should help the dragon, help her dragon friend. Especially since we had some role to play in how that turned out.
Somebody retained a jar of demon slime goop and used it. Not naming any names there.
And the world will be better for this. That one man, scorned and covered with scars, still strove with his last ounce of courage.
Ryan looks over at Synagogue and goes, leave the singing for the bards, please.
Oh, sorry, it's Synagogue on the ones, the twos, and the 3.1415925. So you know what, just throw it in there.
Sure, we can always
Alright.
find another boat.
And Ryan's vote is to head that way too, because live or die, it's a hell of a story to say you went into the crack in reality caused by the God War and hopefully made it out, but it's a hell of a, it would be a hell of a story.
Karn is just doesn't like the idea of not keeping our appointment with somebody, because again, we told Castle Strong we would be there at such and such a date.
Well, we're not going to be able to get there in time is the problem. Because I see Ox's point. They're going to be chasing that ship like it's crewed by, oh my God, a bunch of criminals.
Does our word mean nothing?
How hard is it to find another boat? There's got to be plenty of boats.
Yeah, doesn't that rich guy have like lots of boats?
Aren't we technically pirates?
Aren't we technically pirates? Karn isn't.
We don't have to tell Karn everything.
Yeah, let's just go take a boat. Or maybe the mayor won't need a boat anymore.
My contract includes a rider for piracy.
That's a point. Does Ox know of any place? I like the plan of, ditch our current boat because it's definitely hot in more ways than one. But does Ox know of any place we could maybe pick up another while in the same general location, area, etc.?
When you go along that waterway, which they call the Savado Waterway, between that the Clinkville, which is on like that island, and the mainland. If you go all along there, there's small little docks and stuff where people bring boats to, to ship some items. There's a lot of nameless towns. He said you could pick up a boat there.
There must be smugglers there.
And maybe we can
All
book
right.
passage on one of those boats, do it legally, so to speak. Just book passage and they don't know what they're looking for yet. Hopefully.
Sure, that sounds like a plan. Drop us off. We'll try to get to Hexor's Crossing in time to make our appointment with the adventurer. We'll work from there.
So you're good with that? You want to just go basically along with his plan? Instead of going overland, you're going to get another boat and then just go around to Twin Rivers?
I thought he was dropping us off and we would search for a boat while he was sailing our current one away.
Yeah, that's the plan. He's going to loop back around, and then in the wee hours of the morning, he is going to take the boat close, probably before that V if you're looking at your map before that V part in there, because he doesn't want to get too close to Hexer's Crossing because just too much ship traffic. So
Right. He
just
wants
find
to get-
like a random dock area, and just kind of drop you guys off. And then he is going to procure another crew and make his way, because obviously he can't sail the boat by himself.
Is his plan to join up with us later then?
He thinks your idea is batshit crazy, what you're about to do. But he said if there's some place you think you're going to be, he will try to make arrangements to be there.
I mean, we did just spring him from Clinkville. He kind of owes us.
That shit crazy is how we get rich.
Well, okay. He is the captain, though. He'll make his own mind up. That's shit crazy, huh? Yeah, that I resemble that remark very much. Have you had a TPK in this game yet?
Yes.
Oh, really? I missed the first one, eh?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, it was. Dustin was there.
Yep.
So was it stupidity or bit off more than you can chew or just bad luck or what?
All of
Yes.
the above.
Yes,
All of the
And-
above.
as it usually is.
Yeah. After that TPK, then the birth of the Bessex brothers. That's how they came to be.
Yep. Oh gosh, I remember that. Good times.
I mean, there's been a couple of times where Basil was the lone survivor, wasn't he?
Maybe once. I know that.
There was once, yeah.
Yeah. Yes, you were the lone survivor because you were on the boat. So
Yeah.
you avoided the possible TPK. That's correct. Yeah, Ox is going to continuing heading east, and then eventually he's going to make that turn and come back around. So by nightfall, you'll be entering, you'll follow that light, the Mastodon light in that waterway and go in there. All right, Dustin, give me a D6 roll.
5.
Your navigation skills are top notch, and you did not get the group lost.
This is his quest to follow that star.
I can't concentrate with all that singing.
All
Gotta
right.
stay the course.
So it's about high noon. All right, Russell, give me a D6 roll. We'll have a one. We got some random encounters.
All righty. Survey says 4.
It is relatively quiet, except for for the rainstorms, and you see a few ships, obviously on the ocean, but you're not bothered by anything. Wes, give me a D6 roll.
2.
Okay. So I also would say if Torjohn wanted to rest at this time, so he would lose that -1, he could do that. That'd probably be a good opportunity.
That sounds like a concept, sure.
Daryl, give me a D12 roll.
Okay, Synodog's on the prow like it's the Titanic. That's a 2.
Okay, so it's getting close to the late afternoon, and you come upon a fishing vessel, clearly a fishing vessel, that seems to be having some trouble. There's a couple people in the water that they're trying to literally fish out. And they've thrown a couple ropes out, and you can see one of them just is like, hey, can we get some help?
Sure. Control water. Just have the water itself push them to the banks. Easy enough.
Yeah, so they are amazed at this as you move the water and push the guy right up to the boat, and they're like, thank you.
So we're within yelling distance, right?
Yeah, you got close enough to be in yelling distance.
Orion will sort of yell at him and say, hey, we're looking either to buy passage south or buy a boat. Somebody who's up for something like that.
I'm sure if you go into Clinkville, they got all kinds of ships there.
Oh, no, you hadn't heard? Clinkville's on lockdown. Heck, you can see weather's right. You can see the smoke from here. Apparently, parts of it are burning.
What?
Yeah, Hang Ten, dude, it must be some kind of invasion.
Wow. I mean, okay, well, I guess we're not. They look, you could see the look on their face. They are crestfallen.
Oh,
The one guy's like, yep, I guess no festival of light, no free fucking beer for us. And they're just like, son of a bitch. All right, well,
no free
Maybe we
beer.
can help these guys party.
Didn't make it out with enough beer. But
That beer is for crew use only.
Oh no, he didn't.
yes, you did. Well, you're part of the crew now, dude. We're just not giving it out to random strangers. That's all.
well, I'm glad you told us. We won't waste our time heading over there tomorrow. So
We're just looking out
Yeah.
for you.
we appreciate that. Thank you.
Yeah. So, well, question stands. We need to either hire a ship going south or buy one. If you don't know of anybody, where's the nearest place we can ask around?
Well, yeah, if Clinkville's on lockdown, then I would just head down the waterway and just see what you can find. There's probably somebody enough coin, they'll give up their ship, or if you're just trying to book
Okay.
passage.
Okay. All righty. Well, you guys have a good day then.
All right. Don't worry, man. I'll buy you a couple ales when we get back. You'll be all right.
Yeah, no. Too bad the mayor can't keep his promise. Or his job, probably.
Possibly his head.
Do you think the mayor has ships? I mean, maybe he won't need it anymore pretty soon.
You mean go
Yeah.
back to Clinkville?
Okay. I don't know about you, but I don't think going back to Clinkville is like the smart thing to do for a while. You know, give it a generation or two, and we may be okay.
Paul, give me a D6 roll. As it's now
6.
okay. You see a couple passing ships, nothing else happens. You make it, it's the evening, it's still raining, it's cold. You spot that light, it's like hundreds of feet in the air. You can see that the shoreline is basically sheer rock. As your boat goes past, and you can see the lighthouse up on the top of this hill, not hill, cliff, and then the cliff goes down. You can see all the little tiny lights of houses dotting the countryside as you're going down this waterway. We're back to Dustin. Give me a D12 roll. It's time for some weather.
11. And now for the weather.
Roll 2d6, Russell.
Total of 5.
The wind really isn't an issue, but the sleet and snow that is coming down is now becoming an issue as it's covering the deck. And Ox is kind of out there in his cloak. He's looking, and every once in a while you can spot like a dock that becomes like very random, and then more you see a ship here and a ship there, and then out of like the rock is like there'll be like a little alcove where there'll be a couple homes and a little a dock area, and he finally pulls the ship in to like this small little dock area, and there's a couple houses. They're probably 200 or 300 yards apart, but you can just tell they have small lights on. It's like 1 a.m.
Do they look like large houses?
It looks like a farmhouse. One looks like a
farmhouses?
farmhouse. One looks really small, probably like a 2-room house. There's one boat here at this dock, and he pulls the ship in.
How big is the boat?
It is similar to yours. It's like a sailing boat. It's a 1-mast sailing boat.
Clintok looks around for anyone nearby.
Give me a D6 roll.
1.
So as soon as your boat kind of moves up into the dock area and you guys kind of set down and start getting the mooring, I think that's the right word, the ropes and stuff out, you see the door to the small house open. You just see because you can see that light, and somebody's walking in your direction. They're probably going, it's probably like 50 yards away.
Basil's gonna grab a handful of peace offering goat meat in anticipation for the encounter.
Nice.
And as you see this person getting closer, you can see they have a lantern in their hand, and you can tell that they've got some kind of weapon at their side, with like a long beard, and they're just kind of like walking. Hello.
Hello.
And he walks up. He looks human, an older man. He says, "Can I help you?"
We're looking for a new ship. Would you be willing to part with yours?
This isn't my ship. I'm looking after it. The sailors are gone to the local tavern.
You wouldn't happen to know their names, sir?
The sailors? Yes, I know. Whoa. One was by the name of there were some brothers, the Jonas brothers.
No. Well, maybe they'll give us passage on their ship then. Can you point us towards the tavern, good sir?
He points, he's like, it's about 10 miles that way.
10 miles? Do they have horses?
Oh, they took a wagon. I rented them. I loaned them one of my wagons. They brought goods in.
Do you have another spare wagon?
He thinks for a moment. No, I don't.
Are you sure? My friend has jerky.
Yeah, this is the ritual peace offering goat meat. It'll make you big and strong.
He walks over to you. He starts to peer, look at everybody. Is Karn on the deck sitting on his horse?
He is, or standing by the horse.
And he sees Synodog in his hat and it's a fuzzy suit. It's interesting allotment here. Is that what you're bringing into? Is that what you're dropping off? Goat meat?
No, this is just a free sample.
First one's free.
We're not moving goods. We're moving people. We need either passage south or to buy a boat to sail south.
But just to clarify, we're not slavers. We're not moving that kind of people. We're just moving the people on the ship who are all here
Right.
Consensually.
Orion rolls his eyes. It's a turn of phrase. But thank you for clarifying.
All of you can give me a D6 roll.
Ready?
5.
6.
You want one for each character or just one for
Well,
each
yeah,
person?
whoever's out on the deck. If your character's out on the deck, give me a D6 roll.
Okay. Torjohn would be resting, so Orion's out.
Numero uno there, Senadog.
Basil got a 1, Karn got a 6.
Basil got a 2 and Zolfan got a 3.
Okay, so Senadog got a 1. Who was
Yep.
it? Karn got a 1.
Now Basil.
Basil. Oh, so Senadog and Basil both notice the door to this small house open, and another figure steps out. Looks like they're carrying like a long spear, almost, and they're kind of like hunkering down. And then they kind of stand up and look as they see Senadog and his hat and his clothing, and they start walking. They seem very interested. And as this person gets closer, it's an older lady. She is carrying what looks like some kind of strange cylinder. If you guys want to make a intelligence roll under, you can.
Basil's got high intelligence. Let's see, that's a 9. So yeah, Basil passed.
No, didn't make it.
Yeah. Orion made it.
Nat 20.
No clue.
So for those of you who passed, you've heard stories of weapons called Rock Thundersticks. Basically a musket. You were used by orcs a long time ago. It's very rare. It's more like an antique. Who knows what the Ape Empire has done with them and their usage, but they seem to have one, and she has it. Now, whether she knows how to use it, who knows? But she seems too focused on Senadog's outfit, and she stops right next to presumably her husband, and she's like, "This is the outfit you could have used." And he looks at her and goes, "No. Don't, what are you doing out here?"
Madam, can I introduce you in a complimentary fuzzy jumpsuit? Keeps you warm at night. Even if, well, hey, I'm not gonna say it.
Oh, are you selling them? Are you traders?
For you, ma'am, look at those sparkly eyes. Yeah, for you, free.
Oh, well, that'd be wonderful. I would love a suit and a matching one here for Omar. We'd be delighted. You must excuse him. He is a bit cranky. We were unable to get to Clinkville. We heard that they were holding, if you've heard of the Festival of Light, we heard it. There's a flyer, and she kind of points randomly to like a post. That you can see a flyer that's been rained on and ripped. They were having a competition. It was called the Feats of Style. And we had been practicing our routine. And we just couldn't get there to Clinkville. And to be honest, he's just probably still upset about that.
Oh, what do you want to go there for? Take it from me. There's no more clink in Clinkville.
What do you mean? I mean, I thought our routine was pretty good. I was hoping we could go and enjoy ourselves and have some time away, but we were unable to get there. We just didn't have the funds, and
It's
Well,
probably
you
for the
know,
best that you didn't.
we're actually party planners. Maybe you could do your performance for us.
oh, I could.
Oh,
I-
yeah.
I would love that.
Get your dance on.
Oh, okay. Can we get the outfits first? I mean, I don't want to like. Okay. So do you hand them 2 outfits then?
Well, I'm losing big time cash here, but here you go.
Oh, you're so gracious. Oh, thank you. Oh, see, they're party planners, Omar. It's okay. Come on in and change. And well, if you need to come in and come in, and I can put some soup on, and you can sit by the fire and get warm. It's sleeting and snowing out here. You don't need to be out in this cold weather.
Thank you for your hospitality.
You're most gracious, ma'am.
He just looks pissed. He doesn't look happy at all about this whole situation. He's like, oh, okay. Come on, you're welcome to come inside.
You know, they say that nothing good happens at 1 a.m, but today is different. Today is a good day.
We got to get everybody out, right? So we got to wake Torjohn up and get him out because this is apparently where we're stopping. Yes.
It's up to you guys. Yes, Torjohn does not have his -1 anymore. He got enough rest. You didn't have any random encounters that involved you waking him up. Ox,
Yeah, we're
just
gonna
kinda-
check it out. We're gonna take in a performance. Hey, we can supply you musical entertainment. We have the famous The Two Basils.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not sure if that would be a good match or not.
Orion the Bard is giving Synagogue a sideways look like, what?
And of course, we have Orion, leaving the least for last, or for the last for least, or whatever. Orion.
My companion is such a joker. I am, of course, a bard extraordinaire, entertainer for everyone. I will be happy to provide a tune.
So who is going into the house?
Does this house look like it's big enough to fit a lot of people?
I mean, it might be a little bit crowded. It'll be warm because they got a fire going on in there. So you can say it'll be definitely warm in there.
A party's in the kitchen. Come on, guys.
Both my characters will go.
So Basil and Zelfan.
Okay, so you guys make your way. Ox stays on there. Remy and Crispin follow along.
I think Karn's going to take his horse and try to find this tavern.
It is what did I say? 8 miles away.
Yeah,
10.
10 miles away. Okay, you're
but
headed
he's
that
got a
way.
horse.
Yes, you do. Is your dog coming with you? I forgot his illustrious name. Is he coming in?
Brutus Cromwell Ashford the Third.
Yes.
is going to trot along beside him. Yes.
Okay.
It's a dog and pony show.
Ow, ow, ow. Good one.
Let's see. Okay, so Karn goes by himself to the tavern. So everybody else is going in, and that leaves Ox on the ship. Ox grabs whoever the last person off is, grabs Felix and says, are you guys good here? Can I leave?
Felix just nods.
Well, no, you know what? Better yet, let me get to that tavern. Let me, maybe I can help you guys out. I'll head to that tavern. And Ox kind of grabs his gear and sets off, following Karn. Obviously not as fast, but he follows Karn to the tavern. You go into the house and the heat is just cooking. Like you open the door and you can feel the heat coming off. And she is all excited, grabbing her new fuzzy suit and bucket hat, running in the back to get changed. It's a modest house. There's a big stove there. She takes this weapon and kind of hangs it up on like a mantle above the fireplace. There's a couple paintings. It looks maybe of her and the husband when they were younger. Maybe they got kids. There's one with them in a field, or there's it's basically grasslands, and they're all kind of like the Sound of Music look. And then there's another painting of an orc standing there holding the weapon. She's got like some loaves of bread, and there's some stew that you can hear. You can hear. Well, yeah, you can hear because it's bubbling. You can smell it too. It smells, it's some potato, fish, something cooking, heating up, and she is super excited. You do anything in the intermediate time, just get warm, casing the joint.
Clintok will discreetly pull out his compass and stare at it.
Let's say 300 yards, right?
I thought it was 300 feet, but if it's yards, it's yards. I won't complain.
Yeah, 300 yards. That's better. It points you in a direction south.
Just say, oh, I think I left something back on the boat. I'll be back in just a moment. And then duck out of the house.
It's headed south past the house. Like it's marshland kind of back behind here, and it's headed in that direction. Are you headed in that direction?
Yeah, I'll head out in that direction.
Okay. All right. That's what I like to see. Splitting the party. Felix, Cinedog, Zofan, Basil.
Zofan will chime in and say, who's was this orc? Does this sword belong to this orc? Or is it an heirloom? Or is this some relation?
Hold on. One more. And she opens the door and she comes out wearing the fuzzy suit. It fits her perfect with the bucket hat. And she's got some kind of like shiny shoes on that she has procured. She says, oh, that is yes, it used to be his weapon. He was when I was growing up, he was one of my teachers and a great protector. I inherited it.
Very nice. Do you still keep in contact with him?
Oh no, he passed. He is long gone now. He was old at the time. I think this picture was done when he was younger.
So
Now-
who killed your master?
Oh no, he wasn't. He worked for my father. He was sort of he was head of security. He was also very wise, spoke many languages. Now you've heard this before. You don't need to roll. Or as far as in this world, orcs are considered like, if you hire orcs, those are the premier fighters you want to defend your castle or your kingdom or whatever. And they're super intelligent. They usually know various languages and they have advanced weaponry. However, there was an incident actually before the God Wars started. There was some sort of disease, or they're not sure what happened, that caused them to go crazy. So a lot of them went nuts. Now, some of them didn't, but that really hurt their populace. But to hear, this is not an uncommon story of somebody who is a noble or had money, would say, look, I have an orc that defends my, obviously they were training whoever they had, probably didn't have enough money to have a whole band of them.
It was lucky that you were able to be trained by such a renowned fighter.
Oh yes, well, he was very wise. He looked after us.
Felix interjects and says, did he teach you in the way of the blade?
Yes, the way of the blade and various techniques of unarmed fighting and diplomacy and then she does like a pirouette and she says, other things as well.
What a great master then.
Very impressive.
And she like bangs on the door. She's like, Omar, hurry up. Come on. These kind fellows don't have all evening. And she looks, and when she looks around at the group, she spots Remy. And she says, oh, my God, oh, my dear. Oh, you didn't tell me you had, is this someone's daughter?
Every woman is someone's daughter.
I'm sorry. That is very true. I didn't know if.
She is a member of our crew.
Oh.
And a very good friend.
Oh, okay. Oh, I
But
apologize.
most importantly, on a grand adventure.
And she goes and like offers her a chair to sit down.
Rest of us can drip dry in the corner. Remy gets the chair.
Yeah, she stops immediately and like gets her a bowl of soup, some bread. She's like, "Here, my dear, it's very cold. You don't want to catch any kind of sickness." It kind of grabs. You can see Remy sweating in here. It's so hot, and she grabs her like another blanket and throws it over. She's like, "Omar, hurry up, hurry up, hurry up!" And the door opens, and he comes out like, "Why am I wearing this damn thing?" And he's got his bucket and his fuzzy outfit and his shiny shoes. And she's like, "Oh, I guess we'll just have to." And she begins to like tap her foot to like try to count in, and he's like completely lost. He's like,
Okay. I'll pick up the beat.
"Okay,
Orion will pick up the beat and give him a tune in about the same beat.
okay,
Pull out his flute.
all right, okay." Ryan's playing the flute. Okay. Anybody else joining in? Synodog going to beatbox? Okay, good. We got the flute beatbox.
Basil is not musically talented.
Never stopped anybody else.
That's right.
I wonder. Basil Wilberforce has got a couple of. He's got a bamboo flask, and so he takes it out and he takes one of his coins and he's tapping on the side of it to help with the beat.
All right.
Follow the beat.
Yep.
And meanwhile, he's looking very carefully around to try to figure out what they use to load that blunderbuss or whatever it is.
All right.
Wondering if he sees ammunition of sorts for it.
Crispin is trying to clap, but he is like, he's out of time. He's just like way off. Felix, what are you doing?
Just standing there with his chin on his arm, just taking in the sights.
So the question is, she talked the talk, and she walked the walk. Well, dance the dance in this case.
All right. Give them a couple rolls. They got the beat. You know what?
They got to have some sort of bonus or
Yes.
advantage or
Yeah, they get a bonus for you guys playing.
Nice.
Okay, so we got to drop the. So since I rolled it, we got to show what I rolled because this is what I rolled. A nat 1 for her.
nice.
She is on point. Now I'm going to roll for him.
20.
11. Now I rolled down 10 dex, but he gets a +2, so his dex is technically a 12. He is barely keeping up, but he is dancing as well.
So what kind of dance is this?
Who is asking? Is this Zofan or Basil?
Zofan.
Okay, what does Zofan think this dance is? What's his interpretation of it?
It looks like two famished crackheads doing a crunk.
Ah, there's one interpretation.
Of course, Orion's can't talk because he's doing the flute. But Torjohn looks up and goes, it's obviously a ritual greeting of welcoming the spring.
I could see that. It looks like some sort of rebirth dance. I mean, there's a whole lot to be interpreted in those movements.
Kind of a reemergence, but then a going back in, then a reemerge, but then going back in.
Yes, I see it now.
You see?
Does
How
Felix
they-
have any thoughts?
Felix thinks to himself, this looks vaguely like fornicating.
No, Felix. No, there is no hips. The hips is very still here, very still.
Anyways, that just might be the suits.
Yes, they are very deceptive. I'll give you that.
Basil thinks, if I knew my parents, I would imagine they were something like this.
Wow.
So this dance goes on for 5 minutes, and you can see the Omar is just getting tired. He's like sweating, and he's kind of looking over at all of you like, does somebody want to cut in, please? I'm about to fall out.
Well, if he's looking tired, Fivish Menachem, not on Yahoo, Nonasina dog comes in for a little, head spinning, twirling, crazy stuff,
All right, give me a dex roll, Synodog.
Oh, that is a fail.
Okay, what did you roll?
16.
16, and what's your dex?
My dex is 9.
Okay. Yeah, even the music. Yeah, you're kind of out of time. You spin around the floor, and he kind of steps out of the way. He's like, oh, thank God. He goes and he finds a chair to sit down as he's sweating, and Synodog is kind of doing his own and break dancing, and she's kind of dancing, and she's like, hmm. And you kind of spin around and then hit the wall, and the Hoorok Thunderstick comes down off the mantle and lands on the ground.
Everybody dive.
She just kind of chuckles at that. But she is not, her concentration is not broken, and she continues the dance.
Well, I continue snaking down the wall, and then I do the snake dance. I do the snake dance, but I'm not very good, It's kind of looks like a limp rope kind of wiggling.
Okay, that does it. Orion can't deal with this. He'll keep the beat by slapping his hand on his thigh, but he'll move the flute aside and say, Synodog, you wanna keep the beat up while I show you some moves?
Give me a dex roll there, Orion.
Orion's got a decent dex. Hopefully he can put his roll where his mouth is. 4 out of 15.
Oh yeah. So you
You've
step
got to
right.
roll with the punches to get to what's real,
Orion will definitely be dancing and, using, like the table or his thighs or whatever for percussion to keep the beat up while he's going. Definitely getting down on it.
I like the idea of him using his thighs for percussion, as part of the dance.
Yep.
So yeah, this is 4 minutes of dancing. And
It's like spoons without the spoons.
Basil, as you're there, the Hoorok Thunderstick lands on the ground, and you realize, what were you looking for?
The ammunition.
Yeah, it falls off the mantle and lands on the ground, and it's right next to you, and you can see that they've got some kind of jug or something, and then next to that is a small bag, and you can see it looks like small little pellets.
He carefully goes over and picks up the boomstick or whatever and hangs it back up on the wall.
Okay.
And makes careful note of where the other stuff is.
Yep.
And he looks back over his shoulder and see if anybody notices that he did that.
She is not going to notice that. Let's see if he does. He doesn't notice it. He looks relieved that somebody is dancing with her name is Teresa. With Teresa, he's wiping his brow. And he takes off the hat. He's sweating. So this is going on as we will cut to Clintok. As you head off, you're walking through the marshes. You don't need to make a roll. You get about, let's say 300 yards, right?
Yeah.
So you get about 100 yards behind the house, and you walk over. There's a stone wall.
Mm-hmm.
It's not very tall. It looks old. It looks like something that somebody put up and it's fallen down over time. It's probably maybe 1.5 feet off the ground.
Yeah.
But if you look Do you have any light? Are you using a lantern?
I have a
Torch?
torch. Yeah.
So I would say like 10 minutes goes by, one turn goes by. And you can see that the wall is, some parts maybe 2 feet, but right here, and you're walking through ankle deep water. So that was 100 yards out. Give me a D12 roll.
3.
You're walking and walking and walking, looking down at the compass, looking up, and it's just marshland. And give me a D6 roll.
2.
You got your torch, you look down, you see that on the ground looks to be like a sign, like the post was stuck in the marsh and broke off, and the sign is just laying there in the water, and it's written in various languages. What language you speak? Obviously common. Is there any other languages that Clintok speaks?
Neutral.
Okay. It is written in a lot of languages. It says keep out.
Gotcha. Clintok very explicitly ignores that sign.
Okay. So moving through the water, you got your torch. Give me another D6 roll.
3.
You hear something move. And as
Gotcha.
you turn around, there's this hideous, ghastly looking creature. Face looks like it's like about to fall off, and its eyes are set into its head, and it reaches out to get you. It has a claw attack. First roll is a 10. That misses.
Yeah.
So it swipes at you with a claw. It has another claw attack, and that is a 5, and it misses that time. And then in its frustration attempts to bite you. And with an 8, it fails. It is initiative.
Yeah.
That was its surprise round.
Okay.
I rolled a
Since I
5.
was out, what is he fighting?
He doesn't know.
Yes. I also rolled a 5.
All right, you're up first.
Okay. Does this look readily flammable, this thing? I mean, I guess it's out in the rain, so even if it has clothes on it, doesn't seem.
Yeah. The clothes it has on it is like tattered and falling off, and there's this awful stench of death that emanates from it.
All right. I will attempt to stab it with a silver dagger.
Oh, nice. Okay, good.
Does a 16 hit?
Yes, it does.
And then for 3.
3 points. Okay. It will attack you again as its turn. Like rolls continue. 7. Claw bite. 14. That's a little bit better.
Yep, that hits.
Okay. 1 damage. Save versus paralysis.
Okay.
Oh shit, gold.
Paralysis. Save. I got a 14.
Okay, you are not paralyzed. You just take 1 hit point of damage. It attempts to bite you. Nat 20.
Oh.
The damage is only 1d3. I rolled a 6-sided die just because of that. So you'll take 3. You'll take 6 damage because it's max plus the roll.
Okay. That is my current HP is 4, so that puts me below.
Oh, I thought you okay. Well, you're like 2nd level, right?
Yeah. I
that's
start
right.
off with very few hit points.
That's correct.
You wanted him to die.
Sometimes greed gets the best of us.
91.
Pretty good for a treasure type.
Oh God. Do you have? Well, don't worry about that. We're not worried about that.
Bad when the DM says, "Oh God."
Okay, Karn.
Yes.
You are on horseback. There's a small path, but it's see it's worn, but there's some wagon ruts in it, and there's different farmhouses that sort of dot the landscape, and you come up to this tavern, and all the lights are on, like it's like the city on the hill. In fact, that is what the tavern is called, the city on the hill. You can hear the noise before you even get there, as you come up and crest up on. It's kind of sitting up on the hill and looking over onto the waterway. You go in.
Yeah, I look back at Ox and say, I sense there are many sinners here tonight, but perhaps we can find the captain of a ship.
When you look back and say something to Ox, you realize he's not there.
Oh, he couldn't keep up with me or something?
Yeah, I mean, it looked like he kind of vanished in the darkness.
Oh, well. Come, Brutus, watch my horse. And I leave Brutus on guard of the horse to make sure that he knows not to let anybody steal the horse.
There's a couple horses out here and a wagon, because you heard about they took some wagon into town. A loud ruckus.
I go inside and find the bartender.
Yeah, there's people laughing and joking and having a good time. You look around, Ox is in there already. And he has a group of people around him that he's talking to. You also notice he looks more human now. Look, like he's got a piece of cloth that's covering his mouth. And in his forehead is like a bright amber glow, like a crystal is glowing from his forehead. And he's got like 8 or 9 people around him who he's talking to.
Do they look like sailors?
Yeah, I mean, this is pretty much, this looks like a sailor or rough crowd here.
Karn will approach Ox, but not say anything, just stand there and act like he belongs in the conversation.
Okay, he's telling them that he is, taking his ship to Manance, and that they're part of his crew, and that he was just telling him that we're going to, that's where we're headed, and we need to leave as soon as possible. And they're all on board, and he reaches into his pocket and he drops like a couple gold pieces. He's like, have another drink. We should be good. We need to leave here soon. And he gets up and they're all kind of talking. He comes over to you and he says, Karn, I think if you want that ship, you can have it. I don't think they'll be needing it anytime soon.
Oh, so you just hired the crew of the ship?
Yeah, they seem to want to join me.
What of the owner?
Oh, he was all on board. Both of the brothers.
Does Karn believe him?
I don't know. You tell me if Karn believes him. I mean, you could make a wisdom roll to see what you could suss out.
Okay. I got a 6. My wisdom's 13.
Yeah, you believe that he says what he means. You see one of the guys come up to you, an older guy with he's got just cut off shirt and a couple scars, and he's got a drink in his hand. He's like, "Oh, you're going to be joining us on this trip to Manance?"
No, not I. I have a different destination.
Oh, okay. Well, our illustrious captain here has hired us. His words just kind of resonated. It made perfect sense. I mean, we're in for a good payday. You sure you this is a great deal? I mean, you sure you don't want to be in on this? There's a profit to be had.
No, I have places to be and promises to keep. My word is my bond.
Okay, well, it's your loss. And he's like, be the 8 spirits or something with you. Yeah, okay, guys, let's go get your stuff. He's getting, his last swig of his last drink in. He's like, see, they're all on board.
Very well. Then it's back to the house for us. I'll see you at the docks, or I won't.
We will, and Ox just says, we'll meet again. Just take care of yourself.
Well, you know our plans, and I'm sure that after the Twin Rivers will be maybe we should set up a time to meet somewhere near the God Road. How long does it take to sail there to the Twin Rivers?
Twin Rivers from here would probably be 7 or 8 days or something.
What say you? 3 months. Find us in the Twin Rivers.
Yeah, hopefully things will quiet down by then.
Indeed. And a backup rendezvous point, perhaps. We can find you somewhere else. If we don't see you there in 3 months, we can meet you somewhere else. Where do you think?
Well, anywhere in the north, probably you could head back to Mid Mountain at some point. Maybe they'll, maybe Silver Arm will let us back after everything that's happened.
Then Mid Mountain's the backup point.
All right. Well, I never thought I'd have a paladin of St. Cuthbert in my crew, but it takes all of us.
Indeed, it takes a village. Fairly well, Captain.
Yeah.
He goes outside. He gets on the horse and he trots at a pretty good pace back.
Okay. Yeah. The last thing you hear Ox saying is something about, yeah, no. Yeah, another wheel of cheese. Yeah, that'd be good. And you start trotting back as Ox is getting his crew together. The performance ends. She just bows a couple times. I'm hoping you're clapping for her.
Yep.
Okay. She's like, oh, see, I think we would have won. Thank you. Oh, it was all worth it. Thank you, Orion, for stepping in. I mean, Omar is just, he got tired. It's a lot of pressure, but you seem to be a natural.
I am, after all, a performer by trade.
You're a machine, ma'am. Has anyone ever told you that?
Well, thank you very much.
Especially in that fuzzy jumpsuit.
I
It
think
brings
that's
out your
what-
eyes.
That's what made it. I wasn't sure what your dance was, but I was very much intrigued by it.
Mine's more interpretive.
Yes. I don't know what the prize was for this feats of style, but it's not what's important. What's important is that I was able to perform it and you all liked it, and I can die a happy woman now.
Well, let's not get too hasty here. You still have a whole lot of life to live.
Oh, yes. It's just a turn of phrase.
Oh,
You're married, right? So,
Well, married, always looking. And she kind of looks at Omar and he's like,
yeah, Omar, you got quite the lady there. You know what I mean.
everybody give me a D6 roll.
4.
2.
2.
1.
Basil. Remy looks at you and goes, where'd Clintok go?
which Basil? Oh, Basil. I have no idea.
I think you would like.
And Basil Wilberforce also notices that Clintok's not back.
He said he had to get something off the shelf. You're right. He should have been back by now.
We should probably go find him. It's not good to be romping around outside at 3 a.m. in an unfamiliar place.
Well, the weather, Omar's like, the weather's bad and it's rain. I mean, yes, I guess we should go take a look. And
I'm sure he'll be back soon.
He steps outside with the lantern. He's like, well, this suit is warm. Wow. And he's like,
Only
I'll
the
check over.
finest for you.
He starts walking over near the docks. Did he go? Maybe he's on the boat. Did he go on the boat?
I'll go check. So like pipes up Zolfan.
Okay.
And I'll see if I can look around and look for clues.
You talking to Basil?
Yeah, Basil's gonna look for clues.
Omar stops you and he's like, you be careful, do not go past that there's a stone wall out near the property. Don't go past that.
What's past the stone wall?
Oh, it's that's the Smitt Wagonbow estate. You don't need to go, don't go in there. They get real particular about people who go into on their property.
The Smitt
What did
wagon?
they got a UFO or something?
It wouldn't surprise me. They're an odd lot over there. Don't go past the stone wall.
Very well. I will keep that. I won't, or at least I'll keep it in mind.
Hey, didn't he go up to New Jack City on the hill there? That bar?
That was Karn.
Yeah, that was Karn. Orion will light up his lantern and help look around for clues. I mean, he's no outdoorsman or tracker, but can't hurt to have somebody out looking.
Okay. So is Basil going to look as everybody leaves?
Everybody is leaving inside.
She is staying, so she stays inside with Remy. She's like, you don't need to be out there in that cold. Crispin's like, I agree. Yeah, I'll stay in here too. And she just kind of gives Crispin a look like, what are you doing? Oh, yeah, I'm out looking. Don't worry. And he's like, he starts making his way outside. Basil, give me a D6 roll.
5.
Because you can hear her husband, when the door opens, you can hear him yelling, and he yells something about Smitt Wagonbow. Oh yeah, the Smitt Wagonbow. Yeah, she's like, I heard that they hunt strange and exotic creatures for sport on their property. She said, I wouldn't go back there. They're an odd lot.
I wonder if that's what drew our friend, if that drew the attention of our friend Clintok.
Is he some kind of hunter?
Well, he's got a very exploratory nature.
Mm.
Yeah. Yeah.
So all of you who are outside, if you are actively searching, give me a D6 roll.
5.
1.
2. Senadog and whoever rolled the 1 with that Orion.
Yep.
Orion, you have a lantern, correct? Anybody else have any kind of light source? Well, he's got a light source, Omar.
Basil's got. He's got.
I don't know if you use candles in this game. I've got candles.
Yeah, actually, yeah, there are. Yeah, you can have a candle.
Sorry, I forgot to roll for
Felix.
2.
Okay, so Felix as well. It's fine if you all want to be around the person with the lantern, because that can light up a whole area. I just didn't know if there was more than one person. So one turn goes by in the lantern, like 10 minutes pass. You pick up footsteps that go around the house because it has been snowing and sleeting. So you see the footfalls and begin to follow them up to a stone wall that has fallen down. And the footfalls you can see go into the water, and in through the marshy area, you can see sort of a path where somebody has gone.
Is that the illegal property?
Well, that does look like the wall we weren't supposed to cross.
I just shake my head, Well, we've been warned before we. I'm not saying we aren't going, but before we go, let's get everybody together. Yell out to the rest of them. We found tracks.
Felix will stomp up and say, the poor bastard got himself into trouble.
Yeah, I guess that's it. I mean, if he went in there, we can't do anything about it.
Well, we can dig him out. I mean,
Out of game, we don't know he's dead. We just know he's not back yet. Orion has a high opinion of Clintok's ability to bullshit his way out of situations, so Orion is definitely going to go after him.
and Basil is keen on it as well.
Okay.
If you guys decide to go in and let Basil Wilberforce know that you're going to hunt him out, he'll join in.
Yeah. Oh no, I'm getting everybody together.
Okay. Yeah, Basil Wilberforce is
Doesn't-
down with it because it's not so much that he's keen on not leaving somebody behind, but he knows if he was behind, he'd want other people hunting for him.
Yeah.
So
So
I
yeah,
wish
well,
grumbles about coming, his waiver covers normal adventuring, but when you go across there, that doesn't cover that. But okay.
okay.
that's what adventuring's about, is going to places where most are scared to go. Lead the way, brave Synodog. Lead the way.
I'm scared, but okay, let's go. I take up the point. You guys got my back, right?
Oh yeah, you've been training for this moment all your life.
That's right. I'm gonna use attack pad and Delta.
Yes,
Let's
I've
go.
got your back from all the way back here.
That's a
watch
pretty
your
long
back.
back.
Oh, wait a minute here, yeah. That's a Basil Wilberforce for you.
I've heard
Okay.
of a long neck bud, but this is ridiculous.
Basil's the biggest coward you're ever going to meet. And he lies constantly.
Clintok, I'm going to give you a sporting chance here. Give me a D12 roll.
8.
Wow, you are. I will have to show you. Okay. So you guys got your whole group together. Another turn has passed on your lantern.
So Synodog's in the lead. He's a little far-sighted, so he's waving his 10-foot pole about wildly. He's hope he's got some light behind him, and his guys are back there, but he can't tell.
So you pass over the threshold of this stone fence border. Omar is just standing there with the lanterns, like, you be careful. You be careful out there. So the group that is heading. So we got Synodog in the lead.
You make it sound like I'm part of an away team.
Yeah, you wearing a red shirt? Is that fuzzy outfit red?
It's kind of salmon, but hey.
Felix will move up close to Synodog.
Okay, Felix. I'm going to say Orion would be third because he's got the lantern.
Right.
Basil's gonna take up the rear in case anything tries to get the jump on him.
Basil.
The other Basil is right next to you because he's always tries to stay as far back from the action as possible.
Basil squared.
Okay, and then Torjohn would be after Orion.
Yeah.
Basil fighting for last place.
And Crispin. Oh yeah, Crispin is there. Zofan.
Zolfan will be somewhere in the lineup, somewhere in the middle.
I'm going to put you after Felix. So I would say the group in the back probably needs some kind of light source. So Torjohn, Crispin, Basil, and Basil need some kind of light source.
Zolfan's got
He's
it,
got torches.
and he can.
He's
He has
got torches.
okay.
Okay, so Torjohn has got a torch.
Yep.
Okay, so boom, you light your torch. The group has entered the Wagonbow estate. following the path that their very curious thief went, Clintok, moving through the marsh with Synodog in the lead with his 10-foot pole.
What was that? What was that?
It is cold. There's snow on the ground. Everybody give me a D6 roll.
3.
2.
Basil got a 4.
4 for Orion, 2 for Torjohn.
Then the dog 3.
Also 3 for Zolfin.
You're in about 100 yards through this just marsh. Well, first you go about 50 yards and you see a sign clearly and there's a post that's broken and the sign is laying up top and it is written in at least a dozen languages, keep out. It's kind of like floating there on the water.
Now we know Clintok definitely came this way.
Is that a black pickup truck there on the hill?
It's a black wagon. So you're in about 100 yards. It's dark. It's sleeting and snowing. It's cold. It's wet. Crispin is like, what am I doing out here? I'm in a real adventure now. And you pass the sign. You don't see anything. Let's see. Who has not rolled in a while? Dustin, give me a D12 roll.
You got it. 7.
So moving forward, everybody roll D6.
4 again.
3.
3.
Orion 5, Torjohn 2.
Okay.
Then
I'll
the dog
roll.
1.
Synodog got the 10-foot pole out in front of you. And you're kind of swinging around and you realize you turn it and you hit something solid.
Oh, sorry, buddy.
And you look up and there is like a 9-foot tall, greenish looking, it's got like moss, not moss, like seaweed and scales, and it's got weed like hair with webbed hands, and it snarls at you. And it will attack because it surprised you guys. So I'm going to roll randomly who it attacks, and then we'll have initiative.
Fernando, is that you?
First one is a 5. Torjohn is the first. Be Torjohn, 6 Crispin, and 3 Zofan. So it will attack with its claw. It has no bonus. 16, 3 damage.
Torjohn takes 3 damage.
It's going after Crispin. Not Crispin. It slashes Crispin for 5 damage with its other claw. And he's like, ah, he screams. Man. Nat 20 on Zofan.
Ooh.
So I don't need to roll my D4s. That's going to be, I actually need to roll a D4. That's not going to be good. I need to retire these dice.
Well, Zolfan had a good run.
I rolled 2 1s. But that's max damage plus the roll. That's 10 slashing damage. Oh, actually piercing as it bites into you.
Yeah, that's that he goes down.
How much over?
3. He has 10 hit points. He got knocked down to 7, and now he's at -3.
Okay, you're at -3. All right, that's his surprise round. Let's go ahead and take care of. Luckily, I had this chart up. Hot diggity damn. Roll D6.
5.
Okay, that's appropriate. Yep. Give me a D12.
9.
Is this initiative?
No, this
No,
is the death and dismemberment chart.
Oh, geez.
Yeah. We haven't even started initiative yet.
Oh, my word.
That was the surprise round.
Oh no. Oh boy. Save versus death. Doesn't mean you're gonna die, but you need to make a save versus death.
All right. Here's my lucky die. It's a 13 for Zoltan. I rolled a 19, so he makes it.
Okay. Good. You did not fail, and you had to roll again, which could have been really bad. But Zofan, you can see the dude takes a huge bite out of his neck and like the side of his head, and rips back and spits out a bunch of hair and matter, and Zofan just kind of lands right into the water.
So if he lives, does his charisma go from 7 to 5 now?
You know what? I'm not. That could have been a result of it. I'm not going to stop you if you want to do that to your character. You might need You might get one of Cinedog's hats he's got to wear. All right.
Cinedog spontaneously explodes in an array of hats.
It is initiative. I rolled a 4. So
I'm
find the
declaring
person.
a double speed retreat before initiative.
I would say find whoever has got the best, better roll.
I've got a +1, or Orion has a +1.
Yeah, so
That
Basil.
I've got a +2. I can roll.
fighter with that high dex, you bastard.
I got a 5.
You're up first.
Felix will charge forward and say, "Silver will catch you, beast." With a 17 to hit.
Yeah, that's a hit.
Right.
You hear a clang, clang, clang as the 10-foot pole drops, and Cinedog is nowhere to be seen.
For,
Do it if you want.
for 9 damage.
Nice. Yep. He felt that one.
Nice.
All right, Felix
All right.
engages him.
All right. Orion's going to go next. Fairy fire the bastard. Since it's in low light conditions, we all now have a +2 to hit. Selected objects or creatures in range are outlined with a lambent green fire. Must be able to perceive the targets. Can. Size of the targets, if the caster is below 5th level, a single object or creature of approximately human size or smaller. Oops. This is 9 feet tall. Can I affect it or not?
We'll say +1, considering the conditions, and we'll give it a +1 if you want to. If that you can do it if you want.
Sure.
Okay,
It's
so
a
everybody gets a
+1.
+1
It's a +1.
as it's like lit up with the sleet and the snow, and this creature is like, and you can see some of the. It's got some sort of matter in its mouth. It's spitting out bone pieces or something.
Wonderful. Torjohn's going to magic missile the bastard. Auto hit, 6
All right.
damage.
Nice. So Torjohn blasts him with a magic missile. This pieces of him chunks fall off into the water. He roars at you. Cinedog has unasked the area. Felix is gone. Zofan's down. Orion, Crispin, Basil, and Basil.
Basil Wilberforce is going to try to drop back a little bit to get out of the circle of light that's there.
Yep.
And he gets down on his hands and knees and tries to begin to crawl around. He's trying to work his way back behind this creature. Guess what he's going to try to do?
Okay. All right. So you're on your hands and knees.
So I figure if he's trying to stay in the dark, he's got a better chance of hiding in the shadows.
Yeah.
He also has a better chance of falling or running into things. So he's kind of, sort of crawling, crouching and jumping and stuff, doing whatever. Just
Yeah. So you're crawling around like in the nasty, smelly marsh water.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
feeling his way in the dark, and then sees the thing line up with fairy fire and gives him a little bit of an idea of where he's got to go, and he can see shadows in front of him or whatever.
Okay.
However long it takes him, let me know when he gets around and he can get behind it and what I need to
Okay.
roll.
Other Basil.
Well, there's really only one option here. Is he's gonna put on his iron knuckles
Okay.
and he's gonna jump up front and say, "It's clobbering time," as he swings at the slightly illuminated creature. Which I'm gonna use an action point.
I like your power, man.
The 10. 7 plus 8 plus 2. So yeah, it's an 11.
Yeah, you swing, and this guy obviously doesn't miss ab day. I'm going to give Crispin a wisdom roll. Okay. Crispin doesn't panic. Well, he's panicking, but he reaches in and starts to pull Zofan out of the water and like pull him back. At least he did that. So Felix and Basil in front of him. He's going to claw for each of you. Claw. So Felix, the claw, 19.
Oh, just barely breaks my AC.
2 damage as he rakes a claw up at you, and then he goes after Basil. 11. That would have been a mighty 1 damage.
Missed.
So 1 to 3 Felix, 4 to 6 Zofan. I mean, not Zofan, sorry. Freudian slip. Basil. So Basil, you're going to get the bite. 15. I don't know if you can see that. 15. Is that a hit?
Yep, that is my AC is 15. So
Yep, that's a hit. You take 3 damage as he snacks on you. He takes a little bite out of you.
ouch.
All right, we will roll initiative. The next round. I rolled a 6.
I got a +1.
I got a +1 too. You want to take it or shall I?
I'll take it. We'll
Okay.
use this die. It's a 4. Monster first.
All right, he is up.
Damn.
Same verse. He's going to go after Felix. That guy's right in front of him. A nat 1. Let's roll to see if that is anything. 30. Nope. He only embarrasses himself.
Felix just growls at him in return.
That's max damage, but it's a 12.
That's a miss.
Just misses again.
Nice.
He will, but he wants to snack on Basil. So you know what? It's probably because you've been handling the goat meat.
Yeah, he sees that meat. He smells that meat.
It's the goat. It's the goat smell.
So 10, he misses. So he like swiping and trying to bite at you. You hear Crispin say, this isn't good, guys, as he's holding Zofan. You're up.
Torjohn has seen enough. You know what? It's time to pull out the big smackdown. I can visualize the goddamn thing because it's right in front of me. Pull up that smoky orb and roll me 66 because it's going down.
This is what it was meant for.
Holy fuck. 4 6s.
Nice.
Whoa. Almost a Yahtzee.
28 total, but 4 6s.
So yeah, Torjohn takes you visualize it. It shoots right out of your hand, right past you guys. This crystal orb hits this thing, and it just it turns to paste. And Felix and Basil are just covered in his guts. It's just you're covered in green slime. And the orb actually goes past him and hits somewhere in the distance of the marsh, and you can hear an explosion and like there you can, and the water and stuff hits you, the slimy swamp water. It is gone. It has been destroyed.
Oh,
Okay. Should have done that first. But in any case, Orion will see if Zofan can be saved. If he's still breathing, I'll give him a shot of healing potion.
Yeah, he definitely needs a shot of healing potion.
a shot of something.
Rolls a 5. He regains 5.
Yeah, it's enough to put him back into the positive, assuming that we're working from the negative points.
Zofan, you come to. Your head is hurting a lot. You will be concussed for 12 days. Right now, you're at 1 hit point.
Hope you could look good in the neck brace.
Feel like a concussed is like, for having a chunk of flesh ripped off, concussed is like a pretty light, getting out pretty light.
Yeah, if you had failed to save, you could have lost, could have gone into a coma, lost an eye, or permanently lost 1 int, 1 wisdom, or 1 charisma.
How's Crispin look? I mean, is he, I don't know his total hit points, but is he like really rocky, or is he just hurting a bit?
He's hurting a little bit, but he it's more like sinking in that he got hurt. So you can see him looking at it and fretting over his injury. Kind of like the adrenaline is starting to wear off. He's like, oh shit.
Well, I mean, hate to be mercenary about this, but we're still looking for a person. Let's take a moment to find the wounds so they don't bleed anymore, and see if we can't find our missing member.
Yeah, let's do it.
I
Actually,
thought that would be a
Crystal, why don't you
warning to us that this is not a good idea.
Yeah, I can see why Otto would say that now.
Why doesn't somebody take Zofan back? Either Crispin or Dog or both.
Crispin's like, yeah, I got it. I'll take him.
Yeah, I can't let Crispin share this burden all by himself.
Are you sure, Dog? I mean, they might need your I mean, you found the creature.
Yeah, I found him. That's right.
They might need your expertise up front. Karn, give me a D6 roll.
Karn's got a 3.
Okay.
Something has dawned on me. I'm not really an upfronter. I'm more of a way backer. Like way back.
Yeah. Yeah, Karn, you're on your way back from your mission, heading back to Omar and Teresa's place. Crispin is taking Zofan back, which would probably be a very good idea, considering.
Yeah, either of them is just going to go down in a hit anyway. So
Synodog comes back. Karn, you are at Omar's as Synodog and Crispin, and they're leading Zofan, who barely can move, like as he comes up to the house, and Omar is there with the lantern. He's like, I heard the noise. What was that? And you can see this gash on the side of his head. His face is all bloody, and it's got like seaweed and swamp water all over his face. And
it was horrible. 200 creatures came out of the swamp and jumped us. It was horrible.
200 creatures and just the one couple of injuries here. You guys have fought bravely. It's time for me to get out there and help. Why were you out there anyway?
Seemed like a nice place.
We were following. We were looking for Felix, or was it Clintok?
you're concussed.
Clintok.
We're looking Felix or Clintok out there as we never
One of our
find them.
party was lost, so he seemed to have wandered into the dangerous area, and then we got our asses kicked by 200 creatures. Did I tell you it was 200? Maybe it was 3. I don't know.
One of our numbers is lost out there in the forest. Come, Brutus Cromwell, Ashford the Third. We must find our friends. And he takes off for the forest and has got the dog leading him, but he isn't taking the horse.
You get him.
Oh, okay.
boy.
Well,
Yeah.
taking a horse into a marsh doesn't seem too smart.
Yeah.
But Karn is moving at half its normal rate. That's why he
Yeah.
had the horse.
Yeah, he's moving very slow and deliberate. Turn goes by on the lantern, Torjohn's torch. So as you guys are collecting yourselves, you hear a noise, somebody stomping through the marsh. And probably obviously and then you hear footfalls. It sounds like something accompany him. Of course, that's Karn's dog, right? His dog finds you before you find Karn as Karn meets up with you guys. Karn, give me a D6 roll.
Okay. 2.
You hear a noise and you realize it's Karn's dog coming up, and Karn's dog has something in its mouth, and you realize it's Clintok's dagger.
Whoa, whoa. Find Clintok. I'm trying to talk to dog. Find Clintok.
Orion, I heard that you've had to fight 200 creatures out here.
Who said that?
Synodog.
It was one, but the damn thing was 9 feet tall.
Oh, okay.
It was moving like 3 different people.
And I see Felix here, but I thought Felix was lost in the woods.
No, Clintok is the one who walked off, but your dog has his dagger. Tell your dog to find Clintok.
And yeah, he takes the dagger and he waves it under his nose and says, Brutus, find the man who had this dagger.
Okay, give me a D6 roll.
All right. 4.
So Brutus starts to lead the way through the swamp.
And I make him stay close to me, like don't let him get too far ahead.
Okay, are you? I'm sure you're in the front, right?
Very front.
Okay.
And Felix will be right up beside.
Okay, so it's Karn, Felix, Orion, Torjohn, Basil. Another turn goes by on the lantern and the torch. Karn, Paul, give me a D12 roll.
5.
You come up as you're moving through the swamp. You hear the dog stop, and it looks. And then it's like it's seen something and just stops dead in its tracks.
What is it, Cromwell?
So as you guys are looking ahead, you can see what looks like a wagon in the distance has like broken down in the marsh. And you can see that there is a light, like somebody's got a lantern like hooked to it. And you can hear some people talking, like they're trying to get like a wagon out of the marshy water. It's probably like 25, 30 yards from you.
Karn will hail them. Oh, strangers met in the night. We're looking for our friend. He seems to have wandered in this direction.
You see looks like an elven man in a cloak covered in whatever, like the swamp water and snow and wet. And he's like, we saw someone pass and he points in a direction past that way, but that's towards the Wagonbow estate. I wouldn't go that way. We've got off course. Can you help us with our wagon? We need to get out of here. There's all sorts of creatures in this foul marsh.
Is their wagon just stuck?
Yeah, it looks like it kind of got tipped over and then sunk in the mud.
Felix puts away his sword.
What's their group consist of?
Looks like an elf and maybe a human man. There's just two of them. They have a wagon and with one horse.
What is Brutus doing at this time? Like, is he trying to lead me off in a different direction, or?
No, he's staying between like you and them.
If you guys want to help him, yeah, Karn's down to help. But quickly. Many hands make light work.
Torjohn will beg off, and instead he'll help hold the light. Orion will help.
All right, so we got so you guys are like helping these guys. Felix is helping. Karn is helping. Is one-armed Basil helping?
Clintok is. Are we sure we should be stopping here? Clintok could be in danger.
All the more reason to not talk and get to work. Do this quickly.
Felix will pipe up. If he's not dead yet, he can wait.
Man, ask for help. Help him.
Fine. Basil will pitch in and help out.
Like I'm picturing Karn standing there like waving at everybody. Hurry, let's go, let's do this. The paladin's torn between he doesn't want to leave his friend stranded in the swamp and he can't leave somebody.
Right. That these people did us a good turn, so you want to do them a good turn, but
I mean, with a bunch of us trying to flip over a wagon, it shouldn't take but like a minute.
Yeah. Unless the mud's real deep.
Oh yeah, like if it turns into this 20-minute struggle, then they're on their own. They'll have to wait till we come back.
Wes, give me a D6 roll.
5.
It takes about 10 minutes. You guys finally get this cart out of the mud.
Yeah.
These guys don't waste any time as they start pulling their horse along. They're like, whatever you do, stay away from the Wagonbow estate. Just get the hell out of here as fast as you can.
Well, looks like that's where we're going.
yeah.
Dustin, give me a D20 roll.
16.
He reaches into his cart. He's like, appreciate all your help, and he grabs like a sack out of the back and just kind of throws it at you guys. Like, take that's on us. As their horse begins to push, and they're pulling it, and it makes its way out of the swamp.
Brutus, show us the way. Where is Clintok? Find Clintok.
Brutus goes over to the sack and he's sniffing it and he's trying to stick his nose in it.
Oh God. No, Brutus, no. Find Clintok now. Eat treats later.
Okay.
Come on, boy.
Okay. Do you pick up the sack?
Basil would at least pick it up.
Okay. It's basically sausage and green peppers.
Wow, this looks like good training fuel.
And some for Brutus if he finds us Clintok. Come, boy.
Yeah, he kind of sniffs around and kind of heads in the direction that guy said don't go.
Yeah, no surprise.
Let's see, how long does a lantern last? Is it 24? I think it's 24.
Yeah, one torch is an hour. Yeah, a flask of oil fuels the lantern for 4 hours, 24 turns.
An hour passes, so the torch goes out. That torch is gone. You would need another torch.
Okay.
As you're
I'll light
trekking
another
through
torch.
some of the swamp, and it gets a little bit better. It's less and less of a swamp now and more of a grassy area. Paul, give me a D12 roll. Oh God.
7.
So you're moving like you're in the grass, and the grass is tall as you're out. And in the distance, the sun is beginning to come up, and you can see some kind of like manor, like mansion off in the distance.
Great.
Does it look like there's any lights on or?
Yeah, there's definitely lights in the front. It's a good ways off, probably I don't know, quarter of a mile.
Well, which direction is Brutus taking us?
He seems to be kind of headed in that general direction.
Oh, great. We're going to have to pay for the monsters. I can just see it.
I'm following Brutus.
The poor bastard's probably wooing another lady of the night.
If we've gone through all this for sin, there shall be hell to pay.
Yeah, I mean, Essex is going to be very jealous if he's got a hot mama and Ethics doesn't.
Your dog stops. It seems to be sniffing the ground.
Boy, what is it? Clintok fall down a well?
Did he fall down a well? Yeah, right.
It stops, and as you guys come up, Dustin, give me a D6 roll.
3.
As you come up and you're looking over these the grass, the tall grass, you see you've got, you guys got your torches, got that lantern. You see these black insect-like creatures in front of you. There's like 4 of them, and they seem to be chowing down on something. They're like, you can hear like flesh ripping, and they're just like eating something.
Oh, great.
And these things are like 6 feet long.
Oh, God.
Technically, if you were to attack, you would have a surprise round that we would roll initiative.
Can we tell what they're eating on?
It's hard. I mean, it's you're not getting a very good look at it. Because of the tall grass and the conditions.
Could it be Clintok shaped?
Shape.
Is it vaguely human sized?
If you want to make a roll, that you can make a D6 roll.
Yeah. 2.
All of us, or?
I mean, if you want to look, I mean.
Yeah, we want to look. Orion 4, Torjohn 2.
Is Brutus like leading us right directly to it? That's where he stopped and he's led us at it, or?
Yeah, it seems like he led you to it. Yeah.
Yeah.
If you rolled a 1 or a 2, you look and it looks like you catch like the tail of a horse.
Torjohn says, looks like a horse. Well, part of one.
We best sidestep these.
I see no reason to disturb their meal.
Yeah, we can't help this horse.
Yeah.
Clintok didn't take a horse, did he?
I didn't. It didn't seem like we were missing one. We've been following just boot tracks.
Did we see any boot tracks around?
No, you don't notice any boot tracks.
I wonder if the dog's been leading us on a wild goose chase. I try to encourage Brutus to pick the trail back up and ignore the the feast that's going on in front of him. Hand me a sausage.
Here's your training fuel.
Brutus, here's a piece of sausage. You're a good boy. Fine, Clintok.
Give me a D6 roll.
5.
He just sits there and chows on the sausage and then looks at you like, where's the next one?
Oh boy, fine, Clintok. I waved the hilt of the dagger under his nose again, get him the scent.
So he's kind of sniffing around where these large insect things are. And you realize there's some sort of black ant. And you move away from, you can hear the crunching of them eating. And you begin to move away. Everybody give me a dex roll.
Pass.
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 I better not use this D20 for attacks, man. It's been rolling real low. Get some different dice out.
Ryan easily, Torjohn barely.
Okay, everybody passed.
Nice.
So you move away. You start heading toward. You can see the manor in the distance. You also come across, now that you're passing, like it was hard to see in the grass, and as the light begins to break the day, especially with the snow and the sleet, a wagon that's broken down.
Another broken wagon, huh?
Yep.
Another one? What the hell?
Has a caravan been going through this land?
Dustin, give me a D20 roll.
All right. 11.
So the dog runs up and like jumps up into the wagon and starts sniffing around and turns around. You see his snout's all red and he's like licking it, and he's like in some sort of crate eating something.
We'll run up. Basil will run up and see what he's found.
It's like crates of cranberry sauce.
Damn it.
Karn, I think your dog is broken.
I think it is too. We may have to backtrack and try to follow the footsteps. Or perhaps we can inquire at Yon Manor and see if he's up there.
Yeah, I want to show up at the manor and tell them we killed a bunch of their expensive beasts. And by the way, how about our friend who might have run into even more of them? Yeah, not.
Killed expensive beasts? Why, we freed their land of the peril of terrible attacks.
They planted these things here. I'll bet your money on it. It's a hunting preserve.
So as you're having this conversation, you hear some more crunching. And looking around, you see the remains, what looks like a body, but does not appear to be human. You catch like the part of an elf ear being chewed up by one of these giant ants, and it kind of turns its pincers and turns its head and looks at you, and we shall roll initiative.
Uh-oh.
Oh, great.
All right. Well, not me this time.
I'll start us off again. 5.
Okay, nice roll. 5. All right, Cameron, come on in. 2, you're up first.
Nice.
Paul, give me a D4 roll.
3.
Okay. All right, 3. Very good. You guys are up first. You see, so as you look, you see this one kind of like 6-foot black ant look at you. And then as you survey the scene, you see there's 3 more. There's 4 of these things.
Uh-oh. Karn won't hesitate to attack.
Yeah. Felix will say, good thing I just had these blades sharpened. and then he'll launch to the one that was closest to the corpse or that was like most directly corpse eating.
That's fine.
Oh, with a nat 20.
Nice. So max damage plus the roll.
Yeah. Okay, so roll a 5. So 13, and then add the strength mods.
Yep.
So 14.
14. Man, you almost took it out. Roll percentage.
91.
So you cut into this thing and you hear it's carapace, I guess, I believe, like pop open and release this stench.
Gross.
Big chunk of it, some of its guts is coming out, and it kind of collapses to the ground. It's still alive, barely.
Let's see if Orion can't take care of that little problem for us. Whirl up a sling. Because hell, if I want to get close to these things and attempt to pop it. Does a 12 hit since it's now virtually down?
Yeah, I would say it does. Yes, it does.
Okay. 3 more damage.
Yeah. Bam, you hit it right in that spot. And like you can hear the bullet, the projectile sink into its guts, and it's barely alive.
It's still alive?
It is still alive.
How tall what do these things look like? You said it's an ant, but
It's like a 6 foot tall, a 6 foot long ant. So it probably stands about 3 feet high.
All right. Is a whip considered melee or ranged?
Melee.
Melee. Karn's going to try the tongue of Cuthbert on one of the ones that haven't been damaged yet. He got a 7. He needs to practice more.
Yep.
Womp womp.
Orion will look at Karn and just shake his head, all brains, no tactics. Torjohn will unlimber his bow and attempt to finish off the hurt one. Rolls a 13.
Okay. Yep. It's a hit.
3 more damage.
Yeah, it sinks right in. You can see it you hear it pop out the other side, and it just kind of collapses as the arrow sticks right in it. It is dead.
Okay.
There's another one, right?
Yeah, there's 3 more.
Yeah. Basil's
3 more.
he's gonna uppercut one.
I have to get a little low to start there, but okay.
Get in low. Unfortunately, it's an 8.
Man, the roll's been rough. So he's trying. Okay. Last one. I think Basil's left to go, right?
Yeah, he's putting some distance between him and others and using his bow.
Okay.
Or did you mean Basil Wilberforce? Or
Yep.
this dice is even worse. Yeah, 5.
Ooh. Some sort of arrow, some projectile streaks across your field of view. You think for a second maybe he was shooting at another one that's coming in, because obviously it wasn't at these 3 that you could see. Karn, Felix, and Basil are kind of up front, so they will attack those. Each one of you will get one of these ants creatures. Karn first. The ant comes up to you. It's trying to be like you, and it rolls a 5, and completely misses. Even with its plus, it misses. Felix is next. That was terrible.
In more ways than one.
Basil, which of course this has not gone well tonight for any of Dustin's characters, so that's max damage. But the roll is +3, 13. Is his armor class 13?
No, he.
Okay. So you hear a loud like chomp of its whatever an ant has, not teeth or whatever. So
Answers.
man, there we go. The pincers, like that would have hurt a lot. And we will roll initiative. And I rolled a 6.
Ooh,
Oh man,
somebody get lucky.
those must be weighted initiative done.
Yeah.
I
well,
haven't rolled. I haven't rolled tonight. I might as well. I got a +1. Unless anybody else has better pluses. I roll a 6.
Nice.
You guys are up first.
Oh, awesome. Clintok will strike the one that struck him, or sorry, Felix will strike the one that struck him with 15. Is that enough to hit?
That just misses. These guys are pretty tough.
Yeah, 2d6 damage and +3 to hit. These bastards are trouble. Oh, let's see. I'm gonna take a minute and not a minute. Just give me a couple of seconds to look through my magic items and see if there's anything appropriate. Nope. Yeah. Okay. Torjohn is like, well, just got these. Time to try them out. Picks out one of those red transformer darts, whatever it's supposed to be.
Oh God.
And see, who does he think needs the most help? Sorry, Basil, it's you. He has a high opinion of both Karn and Felix, so gonna throw at the one that you're fighting. Rolls a 15 and misses, I'm guessing.
Yeah, it's the AC is 16.
God damn.
Don't
Okay.
you have a dex bonus?
No,
Uh,
not Torjohn.
Yeah.
No, Torjohn
Not
doesn't have-
Torjohn. Orion will make the same decision, basically, try to spin up his sling and see what he can do against the one that Basil is fighting. Rolls a 16, thank goodness.
That's a hit.
Nice.
4 damage.
Basil Bessex needs to go.
Yep, he does. He's gonna go. I got a different die this time, so he's
Good.
gonna punch back the one that bit him. And that is a miss with a 13.
Basil Wilberforce, is he gone?
This round? No, I don't think so.
Okay. Which one are you going after?
He's backing up Karn
Okay.
with his bow. On this round, I don't think Karn went either, did he?
No, I don't think Karn's gone. No.
So this dice isn't any better. He gets a 5. Even at Christmas. And Karn is sticking with the whip and gets a 15 +1 for strength, 16.
That's a hit.
That is a hit
Yay!
because it's a melee, right? So, well, he's got a +1 for his dex too. Anyway,
All right.
so it's a 1d4 slashing and 1d6 electric. 9 points of damage. Got a 6 on the d6.
Ooh. Yeah, that you said you hear that that it sizzles and hums.
Double digits on a d20 tonight.
All right, it comes back at you with an attack. Karn, as it will attack. 14 +3, 17.
No.
That's a miss.
Nice.
Against Felix. That's a 19.
That hits.
6 damage.
He feels it and goes, "Ah, you beast!"
And then a 3.
He misses.
Round 3. Here we go. 4.
Anyone else have a +1?
I haven't gone yet. I've got +1.
All right.
Let's see how I do. I got a 5 +1, 6.
You're up first.
Torjohn's going to try again with the second dart. He figures that's his best chance to take one of them out. Rolls a 19.
Okay. Oh, that's with the dart?
So, yeah, that's with the special dart.
Oh boy. Okay, roll a d6. Let's see.
Roll a d6.
Yep.
3.
Okay.
Never good when the DM starts laughing.
You see Torjohn chuck a hit with this dart, and this sort of magical energy starts to go over this thing, and it begins to grow.
Oh,
And not only does it begin to grow, it grows to 3 times its size. It is now 18 feet long, and it is 9 feet tall.
No. It is time to go.
But it's still an ant.
Correct. Yeah. I mean, yeah, you're fine.
yeah. This is.
What?
Oh, quick. Get on top of it.
Ride it. Who has
Why am
animal
I
training?
feeling-
Animal handling training.
Why am I feeling TPK-ish? I don't know. Orion will start singing a dirge. We'll see. We'll see if Super Ant is any better than regular ant. Try to bounce the sling stone off of it. Nope, not on an 8. Damn it.
But how does this ant feel about being 3 times bigger than it was before? Like, is it disorientated? Is it angry? Is it scared?
I'll tell you right now, it's not scared.
It's got brain 3 times larger. Has it gotten more intelligent?
These are inquiring minds want to know.
Felix is just going to take another swing at the one he's fighting with an 18. And
That's a hit. Yep.
And 8 damage.
That's hurting. You about kill it. Cut its carapace. Again, that stench comes out, and its guts, and it looks real wobbly.
Is this the 18-foot one?
No, that's the one he was fighting. That's
Damn, is that all it takes to kill 18 feet of ant?
One could only hope.
Basil is going to attempt to mount the ant.
Yes.
Basil is thinking that there is one place that the ant will not be able to attack, and that's anything on its back.
I like this.
That's true.
Nice.
That's true.
I like it.
Give me a dex roll.
He makes it. That's an
Let's say you've been rolling low all night. You should be able to get this one.
Yeah, he makes that one.
You mount the giant ant.
Nice.
Very fucking amazing.
And then I will attempt to shoot. Man, Zofan had all the good items.
Yeah, he did.
But in the interest of like having just something to hold on to, he's gonna unfurl the rabbit flag, which is attached to a pole, and he's gonna like shove it into like try to like shove it into the carapace so that he's got like something to like some sort of hold.
Yeah, give me a strength roll.
And he makes that.
Okay, yeah, you managed to wedge it in there. The rabbit flag comes out. Now everybody gets a plus, what is it? A plus?
+2.
+2 to your roll.
Oh, nice.
Really?
Well, technically, it only works on the first round.
So yeah, it's the first round. So I will say for anybody who did somebody already go? Yeah, Felix already went. So I would say Felix for next round you get a +2.
Okay.
Well, Torjohn and Orion both went. Torjohn
Okay.
wishes he had.
Okay, so you'll get a +2 next round. So
Basil and Karn.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna roll their d20s together and hope that that gives me a better result. I got a black one and a gold one here, and the black one's gonna be for Basil. So let's see here. Well, it didn't help Basil any. He got a 10. He's also gonna move about half his movement rate away. So like maybe 20 feet. He's starting to slowly de-ass the situation, like getting some distance. He's seeing things going badly here. Karn, on the other hand, got a 15 plus 1 again. So, and then plus 2. So that'd be like 18.
Yeah, but you also have a -1, don't you?
Oh, I do have the -1. Yeah. So it'd still be 17. I forgot about that -1 before.
Yeah, that's okay. That's all right.
Yeah, because I did forget about that.
Yeah, so that's a hit.
Okay. A 3 and a 2, 5 points.
Okay, you attack it. So yeah, so you did 9 damage to one, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Same one. Going after the same one. Focus fire.
I got the damage kind of assed up there, but that's fine. Yeah, though both 2 of them are looking rough. The big one looks pretty healthy.
And he rubs his spider hat because it's a new day, right? And he asks it for a couple extra AC points.
You mean your
or no, the statuette.
Yeah, okay. All right. Is that what you're gonna do?
Plus 2 AC.
Okay, that's probably a good call.
Yeah.
So this thing obviously can't attack Basil, which was a smart move. Felix and Karn are the 2 ones up front. So the big one it turns, and let's see, Felix 1 to 3, Karn 4 to 6. Felix 1 to 3, Karn. So it's going after Felix.
All right.
Going after Felix. It's got a +3 to hit.
All right.
I rolled a 4.
Nice. Ooh.
So that would have been 19 damage, but
Oh my god.
it misses. The other one attacks you at normal. 16.
Misses.
And that misses. And then the one against Karn, 19.
Oh.
Yep. What's your AC right now?
20 with the bonus.
Oh,
It would have, if I hadn't have done that, it
So good.
well, it clangs off your armor.
Wow.
It's a new round.
Next me.
It's a new round.
Cuthbert,
I rolled another 6.
God damn.
God damn.
Oh my god.
I can roll again.
Sure.
Somebody got a +2.
It's +1. That's a 5.
All right, it'll go first. The big guy, 1 to 3, Felix, 4 to 6, Karn. It's going after Karn this time.
Oh boy.
Slightly better odds.
As it large pincers.
Oh, come on. Don't be in that 20.
That is a 4.
Nice.
I will not do it.
That would have been 18 damage.
Oh my god.
God damn.
Let's see. The regular one on Karn. That's a 17. I will miss. And then the one on Felix is a is a miss. So they all missed.
Nice.
Orion's going after the one that Felix. No, let's see. Think about this carefully. Yeah, Orion's going after the one that Karn is fighting. The little one. Miss. You know what? Burn that hustle point.
Burn it.
No misses!
Oh.
Useless. Fucking A, sorry.
I think it was worthy of that.
Torjohn's going after the one on Karn. Nat 20! Yes!
Yes.
Whoa.
Max damage for an arrow is 6 plus 2 is 8 total.
All right. That is dead. Do me a favor, roll a d4.
A D4.
Yeah, because technically that dart would have done 1d4 damage.
Oh, 3.
Okay, so all right, very good. And roll a d100 because it may help in the current situation.
The 93.
You guys are rolling. Wow. Whoever is attacking next, you have a +4. You've been inspired by Torjohn's shot that killed this ant creature. So you can decide.
Go
Both
for
my
it,
characters
Basil.
as well.
Who's got the +2 still from the flag?
I do.
There you go. You got a +6 to hit if you take it.
But I feel like if Basil strikes this thing, then like maybe that's more helpful than because I'll probably hopefully kill with a +2.
Okay.
Yeah, but from the way Basil's been rolling, he could use
Go for it.
can take it. He punches with his iron knuckles, tries to punch a hole through the carapace.
Nice.
So that's with the +6 is a 14.
No. Oh, wait a second. You're what? No, hold on a second. You're punching the big guy, right?
Yeah, the big guy.
Okay. That is actually hit because his armor class does drop.
Is it easier to hit?
Yes, yes. I had forgotten that. Yes. His armor class is now a 13.
Nice.
He gets the added stuff, but his AC drops.
It's very convenient. And that is 7 damage.
Oof. So you're on top of it, just bam, you can hear it, the carapace crack. It lets out a like a insectoid scream. Felix, Karn, Basil.
Gonna attempt to strike and hopefully kill. Gonna burn a hustle point because that did not hit. That, on the other hand, does 17 for 6 damage.
It's looking rough.
Ah, damn it.
Got 2 of them left.
So as you're fighting that one, Felix, as you guys are in this combat and fighting, out of the grass, sort of like out of the snow, this woman appears, like out of nowhere.
Okay.
And she is wearing like this long cloak and like has some kind of circlet wearing it around her head, like beaded with like flowers. And she unfurls this sword and goes to hack at this thing with a 9. Even with her, she misses. She tries to stab the one that you're going after.
Gotcha.
Reinforcements.
That was the D4 roll to see how many turns it would take her to show up. Karn and Basil Wilberforce, I believe.
Yep. Let's see what happens this time. I got to remember his -1. But since the one they've been working on has died, Basil Wilberforce is going to move back another 20 feet. But he's still in short bow range. I mean, he's only dropped back like 40 feet at this point. And they're both going after the big guy. And let's see here. So Karn gets a 7, but Basil got a 17.
That's a hit.
5 points.
So that's off the big guy.
Off the big guy.
So that's everybody, right?
Mm-hmm.
Initiative. Let's see. Will I roll another 6? No, I don't. I roll a 5.
Who hasn't rolled yet?
I think it's my turn again.
Okay.
We're on seconds anyway.
Oh, well, let me go then, because I got a +2.
Okay.
5.
You guys are up first.
Felix will try to finally down this creature.
This bastard.
The 16
That's a hit.
for 3. Does that do it?
It is barely alive.
Oh,
It's twitching.
All right.
Your
Orion will go.
the woman attempts to attack it, and it kind of twitched enough. She missed. She hits the ground. She curses in some language you've never heard of. She's like, and she looked pissed.
Okay.
Orion will follow Basil W's plan and step back a little, but still attack, going after the one that is on Felix. 19.
Yep,
Thank you very much.
it's dead.
3 damage.
Nice.
Had one point left in it.
It dies.
Is it finally? Okay.
Yes.
Torjohn, seeing this, will also back up and sling an arrow at Big and Ugly there. Probably a miss. 12, you said it was AC was 13.
Yep.
So is it a hustle point per character, or is it a... or a
Technically,
hustle point
it's per person. But I let it slide last game.
Okay. Well, no. Okay. Well, he just misses then. It
All right.
happens.
It lands right near him. Is anybody left to go? Well, it's Basil Bessex.
Basil, yeah, Basil was hasn't gone this round yet. We'll use this die, see if it.
Neither have. I don't think Karn or Basil
W.
has either.
Oh, that's a 10, which is a miss.
How do you miss something you're standing on there or lying
Well,
on?
it's
whatever?
hitting it. Well, he's hitting it. He just hits it in a harder spot. Like
Yeah.
when
Right.
it's moving
I know
around. The
correct.
flag is still on there, flying.
He's holding on for dear life by this
Yep.
pole with one hand while this thing's flailing around and he's trying to punch it.
Yeah.
Just couldn't punch hard enough to break through this time.
It's basically the story.
Yeah.
But that's it for Basil.
Yeah, Basil and Karn still have to go for this round because we were at the bottom of the last round and at the top of this one, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. So here they go. On the big guy. Oh, did I mention that Basil Wilberforce has moved back another 20 feet? So he gets a 2. But Karn got a 13 with his whip, and he's got the +1 but the -1. So, but that should still hit, right?
Yeah, 13. Yeah, +1,
Yeah,
-1. Yep.
it's a wash because of the
Yep. Yeah, you hit it.
strength bonus. Yeah, and that's a 5 and a 3 for 8 points of damage, and he's trying if he can to get it on the leg and try to pull a leg off or something.
Yeah, you rip one of its legs right off. It kind of wobbles a little bit. It's in rough shape. Is there one more attack? Is it Basil?
Oh, he got a 2 on his attack.
Okay, all right. So it's my turn. Let's see. I've got. So this time it's Felix 1, 2, Karn 3, 4, and mystery guest 5, 6. 2. It is Felix. As it goes to attack. Wow. You are so lucky. 11.
Yes.
Do you see this roll? Do you see that roll? That would have been
I would have turned into red mist.
10, 22, 28 damage.
Yikes.
It's almost max.
That's insane.
Just misses Felix. It's initiative.
All right.
I rolled a
Now
3.
it's my-
Uh-oh.
Now it's my turn. I rolled a 2 +1, so
Hi.
You guys are up.
well, same song, nth verse, as it were. Torjohn will follow Basil Wilberforce's lead and step further back and attempt to arrow it. Nope. Not on a 7. And Orion will step further back and attempt to sling it. 14.
That's a hit.
Yeah. 4 damage.
Tell me how it died. It's at 3 hit points left.
It had its massive attack on Felix, and just, you know, we hear the air pressure alone is enough to like part our hair. And so as it draws back from that, it reopens its pincers, and Orion slings the stone straight down its throat. You hear this strange gurgle, and it just collapses.
Nice.
I love it.
Nice.
Very cinematic.
So it is dead. These creatures have died. You as you kind of do a quick survey of the scene, you can see that there's another body laying there, been chewed up. It looks like a dwarf. Not much is left of him, as he was probably the other person on this merchant caravan. The woman puts her sword in. She seems to be like gleaming in this as the sun is kind of like coming through the clouds, and the snow like falling all over her face. She looks rather pale as she kind of steps forward and looks, and she's like, yeah, this you've survived. I am dreadfully sorry if this has occurred, but this will all be fixed in the morn.
It shall be fixed.
I'm sorry. I apologize. I am Janelle Wagonbow.
What are you doing here? Who are you?
Well, I'm going to fix all these problems that my father and my dear sister have done to the estate and these lands. Now that this prophecy will be fulfilled, and she reaches into a pouch in her cloak and she pulls forth a card, and it looks like a tarot card, and the card has the picture of a chariot, and in that chariot you see it's like the Roman chariot with the horses in the front. And there are 2 people in this chariot. One is her that looks exactly like her. Like she's got the flower, the circlet, and the flowing hair, and she's got a sword. And next to her is another figure that looks a lot like Clintok. And she says, and she looks at Karn and she says, "You are a priest or a paladin?"
I am. Yes. I am in the faithful service of Cuthbert.
Yes. And she points and looks at you. She says, "Yes, and you will marry us in the morn, and we will take care of all these problems here in my estate."
Wait a minute.
Just a moment here. You found our friend Clintok.
My suspicions were true.
So that is his name. Yes, I found him. Some ghoul was trying to eat him. I dispatched him. I don't know if he'll have much use of his arm for a while, but he is recovering she points at the estate. He is recovering upstairs.
What a fool.
Orion just goes, "All right, I give up." He talks to people better. He gets women better. I give up. I can't do it anymore.
So
I'm a failed bard. Failed bard.
you're going to marry Clintok?
Yes, that's exactly what I'm going to do. The prophecy will be fulfilled, and I will take heir to my estate. We will dispatch my father and my twisted little sister and her minions.
Will you have any bridesmaids? Because Basil pulls out his card. I have the lover.
So I will see what I can do.
Well, my reputation precedes me, according to my prophecy.
That's a good place to stop. Oh boy.
Oh Lord.
Before I forget, roll a d6 for your dart to see if it recharges.
Okay. Oh, by the way, Torjohn is going to very carefully police and find his darts,
Yep.
and then he's going to take two big ass rocks, and there's no recharge on these bastards. He's taking two big ass rocks and cracking them between the rocks until they die. There's no recharge on these bastards. Unless they are immune to somebody slamming them with normal damage, they're gone.
I will say that there are effects that are good and bad. It's kind of a crapshoot.
Okay.
So you could have got
Orion
something
will,
that.
Well, okay. In that case, Orion will, talk him out of it and say, yeah, everything worked out in the end, and it's definitely a great story. So, okay.
I mean, it made him easier to hit, but he could have killed us easier too.
Rolls a 6.
Okay, it's recharged, and I will say that you find the other one that you launched.
Okay, so found the two crazy ass dice.
Basil tries to find his arrows. I imagine there's one he can't find.
Yeah, whatever you shot, you can find half of them.
So I'm down 2 arrows for Basil. I think I took 4 shots there.
So basically what I did was, I had random encounter if you were to move across, leave this guy's place, which I didn't think you were going to do. I made up a random encounter chart. I was like, well, it doesn't look like they're going to do it. They're just going to steal a ship and leave. And then Clintok left. And I was like, okay, I'm going to roll a random encounter. Now, some of them could have been, like you could have run into merchants, which you did. So it could have been anything. And I rolled. For the swamps, it was a ghoul. So yeah, you failed that. So I was like, okay, I'm going to give you a sporting chance. I'm not going to just assume. I'm going to say you just got eaten. I'm going to let you roll. That was that D12 roll to see what would happen. See, you could have run into another ghoul. It could have been that 9-foot tall creature you fought. So I figured, if something like that happened, you were probably dead. And I rolled Janelle Wagonbow, and I was like, well, looks like you lucked out.
There you go.
I love it.
Nice.
Clintok's backstory is just ever growing.
So technically for Clintok, he is disabled for 5 days.
Okay, that makes sense.
You're disabled, your arm, you cannot hold things, you have a disabled arm. So, and then for poor Zofan, that's the second time I think he's been critted. He got like a nasty scar from some other time. This is not the second time he's been concussed.
It is the second time he was concussed.
God.
Yeah, Zofan is
He's gonna retire.
his third life, at this point.
That's no joke.
But yeah, the dice gods were not
No.
favoring any of my die today.
No.
Except for skill checks. They did great because they stayed low enough.
Yep. When Daryl's character was up front with the 10-foot pole, I'm like, oh God, he has like no hit points and he's first level. This is not going to go well.
And Basil's telling him to take the lead. I didn't think he'd really do it.
I'm like, oh no.
I really didn't think he would actually take the lead.
You did have a fatal wound. That's when like Crispin said, oh my God, this is really bad.
Oh.
Because I rolled to see if Crispin would panic and run away, or if he would actually pull you out of the water. And that was his wisdom roll, was like, oh, I need to pull him out of the water. There it is. One of my notes. Zofan is concussed. Well, that's a similar story. You're at -4 to everything for 1 day, and then after that, it's -2 for half that time. So for 6 days, it's -2, and then for 6 more days, it's -1.
Students are going to invest in a padded helmet.
Tell me, friend, have you ever thought of wearing a helm?
It'd make it harder to move around. But maybe I need at least a leather bucket or something.
So, but yeah, well, you're at Omar's and Teresa's. I mean, she's going to take care of you. And a part of me, as like a DM, I felt bad because you guys didn't get to do much of the festival, because I was like, it was pretty interesting. So I was like, well, if it was if it was promoted as the mayor was doing it, then people would have heard about it. So
Nice.
Yeah.
I appreciated it.
Yeah, we had to burn that festival down,
yeah, I mean, all right, guys, I appreciate hanging in there. Felix, I know you're up a level. I'm pretty confident of that.
Nice. Well,
Probably Clintok once he recovers. If he gets married, who knows? Who knows how this is going to work out?
He's just hoping that he didn't lose his compass. That's the only thing he's concerned about.
Oh, great.
But it does sound like he found a gem.
Oh, wow. Yeah. That's the name. That's the title of the episode. Clintok Finds a Gem.
Yeah.
Don't worry. He'll work it into his house too.
All right, guys. I appreciate it.
Yep. Have a good night.
All right, take care.
Sounds good.